Hello Wargamers. Yesterday I took part in a Highlander tournament down in Indianapolis called Frostycon. So today I want to share with you my list and basically go over how it went. Before we get into that though, I want to say thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and of course if you want to subscribe, that'd be great. Also, as a reminder, there is just 1 week left, less than 1 week in fact, to enter my 1,000 subscribers giveaway in order for a chance to win $25 worth of whatever you want. So check the link in the description below to watch that video and enter. Alright, so like I said, it's a Highlander list. So I took 2 detachments, a Tau Empire detachment and a Farsight detachment. As per the rules of this tournament, because I brought a Farsight detachment, Crisis were troops in both my Tau detachment and my Farsight detachment, but I also had to take bonding knives for everyone in the entire army. So, yeah. So with that in mind, let's move on to the actual list. In the Tau detachment, I had a buff commander, so he had, the command control node, multi-spectrum sensor suite, sorry, Neuro Web Jammer, PureTech Engram Neurochip, Iridium Armor, and Shield Generator, Stimulant Injector, and Onager Gauntlet. Oh yeah, and a Drone Controller. So he was a little points intensive. But he also had 2 marker drones. And then he joined a unit of 3 crisis suits with 2 missile pods each in target locks, which were troops, like I said, and they had 2 marker drones. So this whole unit here, commander with 3 crisis suits and 4 drones, were part of my Tau Empire detachment. Then I also had a unit of Kroot, 10, with a Kroot Hound, of course. Then a unit of Fire Warriors. I'll get back to that guy in a second. And a unit of Broadsides with missiles and early warning override, plus 2 drones. My other heavy support option was Skyray with Disruption Pod, Black Sun Filter, and Smart Missile Systems. And then in Fast Attack, I took my Remora, which I was excited to field. Then in the Farsight detachment, I took this Ethereal as my HQ. I took a unit of 3 crisis suits, each with 2 fusion blasters each. One has a target lock, one has a flamer, and then the other one was just as is. And then I also took a Riptide with Ion Accelerator, Twin Link Fusion Blasters, Early Warning Override, Stimulant Injector, and Earthcast Pilot Array. So all in all, that turns out to be $14.99 exactly. So as opposed to $14.99.5, which is impossible, right? So $14.99 was the list total there. And yeah, so I liked the construction of the list. The basic idea, right, is that I have my 2 staple units that you will always have in pretty much any Tau list you make, your Broadsides and your Riptide. Then, because it's Highlander, I had to take these Kroot and those Fire Warriors in order to take any duplicate troop types, which, of course, I wanted crisis suits because it's using tactical objectives, and they're more mobile than some other options. Plus, they have a good set of weapons, right? Which Lords of War were allowed in this event, so I knew I wanted missiles in order to have more strength 7 shots because I was limited to 1 unit of broadsides. And then on top of that, I knew I wanted some fusion blasters because I was expecting to see a few knights, and a few knights I did see. So that was a good choice. Yeah, so that was the basic idea there. And then, of course, Skyray for Skyfire and a few Strength 8 AP3 missiles. And kind of the same thing was the idea with this Remora, too, is just having something in the sky. Something that was highly mobile and offered Skyfire sounded like a good option for me here. So that's what that guy was doing there. And of course I had to bring an Ethereal just as a second HQ choice, which surprisingly never died. No one got around to actually killing the Ethereal, which was nice. The biggest reason for that, I think, was because he was with the Broadsides and they were always in cover. So, you know, anything that got a chance, or rather, anything that tried to kill the Ethereal had to go through the Broadsides first, and that was difficult. So, right, how did I do? Well, my first round I played against Tyranids, and I tied that one. I won primary, which was kill points, and lost secondary, which was tactical objectives. So, you know, that's kind of how you might expect something like that to work out. I was able to kill more units, but he had more units, so he was able to score more tactical objectives. So that made sense. So moving on to my second round, I played against a Eldar, Dark Eldar list, which was tactical objectives and standard secondaries, like, you know, Linebreaker, First Blood, that type of thing. And that ended up going again in my favor. I won that one. However, I won it based on secondaries, so we tied primaries and tied primaries, and I won secondaries. So I came out ahead, but that tie in secondaries came back to bite me. Basically what happened was I was ignorant of a small unit of Dire Avengers moving up the board that contested an objective that my Riptide was holding, and that cost me the definitive win there. And that guy ended up beating me by 1 point in the final standing. So, like I said, that kind of came back to bite me. And then in my third round, I played against a Grey Knight army with a, I can't remember the name of it, but it was one of the Forge World Knights that had a big Hellstorm Flamer, which had AP3, and, you know, a Hellstorm Flamer is like, you know, as wide as this board, or as long as this board, and like I don't know, 8 to 12 inches across, something like that. I don't know, it's really big, guys. If you haven't seen one, you're lucky. But it's AP3, which really would, you know, kill lots of this stuff, right? It'd kill all the crisis suits. Obviously, the Kroot would be gone, Fire Warriors would be gone. The only thing that really had a chance would be the Broadsides, the Buff Commander, and the Riptide. So, and of course they could die in close combat. So, yeah, he was a little scary. But in turn 1 and turn 2, I was able to dispose of both his Dread Knight and his Imperial Knight, and that won me that game. So I ended up placing 4th in the tournament. And as I said, my second round opponent placed 3rd. And yeah, I think the list turned out really well. I would actually bring something similar to this list for a non-Highlander list. I think probably what I'd end up doing would, of course, dropping the Fire Warriors. Maybe take another unit of Kroot. I actually wouldn't take the Remora. The Remora, the Fire Warriors, and the Kroot, none of them really did that much aside from holding objectives, which, you know, really is the point of the game. But I feel like there's a way to get, you know, guys to hold objectives that could also, you know, put out some damage. So, yeah, so I would switch out the Fire Warriors for Kroot, just because they're cheaper. I wouldn't bring the Remora, and I'd probably switch all that stuff out, wiggle around a few points here and there, and try to get another Riptide on the table, if not just more crisis suits. Because really, these guys did amazing. Having the crisis suits with the 2 missile pods each, along with the buff commander here, really were really useful in a lot of situations. Particularly against anything that, you know, was lightly armored or a monstrous creature. They really helped out quite a bit. And having the Ignorus cover from him made a big difference too. So, you I would keep this unit, and the fusion blasters, I think, really can't be underestimated in a lot of situations. So they're great too. So I think the list worked out really well. Like I said, a few changes here and there to make it more competitive in a non-Highlander format, but overall I had a really fun time. All my opponents were great people to hang out and talk to and roll some dice with. So if any of you guys are watching, just want to say thanks for the good games. And yeah, so it was a great tournament. I will definitely endorse it and encourage other people in the area to attend Frostycon in the future. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, happy wargaming. And of course, remember to check out that video for a chance to win $25 worth of miniatures of your choosing. So, like I said, happy wargaming, and thanks for watching.